Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet, I'm Roy, Coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wardogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvin.
And he keeps turning up.
Thank you.
Well
Thanks
done.
for being here.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
That's what
Well,
we should
we're
be
only here,
celebrating.
though, as assistant coaches, Calvin, aren't we?
100%, yes.
We've got to get Destroy this hat.
Well, we need to lift then.
We do.
You need to, I need to,
yeah.
we need to.
The community needs to.
Yeah.
You didn't do much wrong on the weekend.
No, I didn't do a lot wrong, but I didn't do enough right.
Right.
That's what you got to, that's the way you look at it when
Yep.
you're playing against all these good teams.
Yep.
So you're 22.72, Roy. Dropped
Yes.
you 3 spots to 122nd overall.
Devastating.
It's not a slide by all any means.
No,
though.
but I climbed the ladder of a slide.
We
and
thought
I've
this was
dipped my
going
toe
to
in
be.
it.
Thought this might have been the week that you got in there
Yeah.
because of a few things that went right, like your trades.
My
We'll
trades
talk
were
about
good.
those.
Yeah, no. It was just a reminder that you can't take your foot off the pedal
No.
around these teams. They'll eat you up in a second.
It's disappointing because I wanted to release my song.
Three of them ate me. Well, I'm worried for the song.
I wanted to get the song out
I'm
in the
worried
podcast.
about the song. I don't know if I can do it. I've lost confidence.
I tell you what I've done, though. I've worked on the intro
Yes.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
And here's a little snippet of the intro for you, right?
Okay.
Hear that?
Catchy. Yeah,
Yep.
I like the start.
Right. Now, if that doesn't get you up and about,
Right.
Destroy.
Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
Right, good.
Right. We
Good,
will.
good.
We will charge. I'm going to attack this week.
Yep, because next week
Next
I want
week
to
we're
get the
releasing
song
it.
out. I want the song.
All right. I'm going full attack mode.
Thank you. Good.
All right.
All right, so yeah, Roy, 22.72. I was next on the list with a 22.21. About par for the Warthogs. So I moved up 101 spots, so 26.57th overall. Doing the maths on it, I can get in the top 1,000.
Good.
About 400 points behind.
Yeah, you
I
can
can
do
do that
that.
over
Of course
the
you
next 8
can.
weeks.
Of course you can.
Hope so, anyway, because
Yeah.
that's what I want. That's
Yeah.
what the Wardogs need.
Yeah.
What do you need to do, Cal?
A lot. I'm still inside the top 10K.
Yeah, good.
Right, top 10K club. Dropped 57 spots.
Did you?
So, yeah, 21.67 is what I scored. And then once again, I still had some good guys scoring well.
You
They're
did.
just not adding it up right.
Well-
they don't add me up right, I swear.
I usually come into bat for you, but you have a rookie on the
I
ground.
know. You told me I could.
At
Anyway.
least you chose the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Hey, kicking goals over here.
Here it is! That's what you did, City. You stuck it right up them.
Now, there is nothing better than nailing a trade, and I did that by bringing in Jai Caldwell, 144 points on debut for the Wardogs. He had 23 cats against him and 4 bloody umpires as well.
Oh, here we go.
But it was his biggest centre bounce game of the year, which
Yep.
certainly helped him. 32 disposals and 12 tackles. An
Yep.
absolute machine. I'm very happy to have him in my forward line.
100%. Now, speaking of nailing trades, I got so lucky. I would be out of the hat chase if it wasn't for Lachie Whitfield
Oh, yeah.
coming in and pumping out a 160. It was so good watching him run around. So 41 touches, 12 marks, 160. And that was for Crying Ryan.
Oh, wow.
Felt good.
You hear that? Fee, fi, fo, fum, dum-de-dum-de-dum. Here comes Tom Campbell, right? This is what I thought. And I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I laid in for Seb Ross. It's not even close to a like for like. Anyway, Rowan didn't bother him. Yes, he only had 10 hit-outs, right? But he scored a 119.
That's a save.
Snags. Holy hat.
Gee, so yeah, that's a concern. Oh, Tom's back. Great.
Again.
Yes.
That was maybe his rest, was it?
I don't know.
Who knows? Who would know?
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
How am I supposed to break into the top 100 when Hayden Young is getting 37?
37.
Unbelievable.
That's not real.
His CBAs were down, right? 52%. His lowest for the year. Playing that high half forward role more often than not.
Run
But
into the ground.
37 though, mate. Like, that is unacceptable, dog, in anyone's books. Now, the thing is, usually I just pull the trigger on someone like this.
Yep.
But his matchup against the Tigers at home this week.
Have to hold him. He
Last
should be all
week,
right,
last
shouldn't
week I wrote about this guy and said, don't worry, he finds a way. He's found a way all season to push over 90. What? 37? We'd be angry at a rookie for that.
Yep.
he? Yeah.
Man, oh man. Anyway, he gets it for me. I'm disgusted. I'm not talking to him at training through the week, but I'll probably still let him have a game next week.
Fifey. He got the CBAs.
He did. And they won. That's the problem.
Oh, dear. Well, mine has to go to Jai Simpkin. He scored 64. Now, the reasons we picked him was for value. That was one thing. But it was because of role. And there was nothing wrong with that. No. 93% of the CBAs for the Roos, 85% time on ground. Everything added up.
Acceptability.
Right. He gave 4 free kicks against. Now, you don't want to call that 12 points better, which would have got him to 76.
Now we're
talking.
talking.
It was a tackle that gets him to 80.
And then I'm happy.
It was another tackle and a free 4 and a kick.
Yep.
There's 88. And if that was a goal, in front of goals, I'm good. Anyway, it's not good enough. Jai Simpkin, 64. His break-even's still low enough to keep him, but far out. That's going to be hard to.
I reckon.
I was going to go with my captains. Don't even get me started.
You're a fraud. Calvinator.
I tell you what.
I have not been this confident in the top 5 ever.
Goulden. Okay. Hang on. So, as my number 1, he scored an 82. I'm not going there.
No.
I'm going with Max Gawn, who has dominated McInerney in the past.
Yeah.
Rocks up for... Here he is here. 70. Okay, I'll give you a reenactment of Max. Roy, kick me the ball. Go. Kick... I'll get it. Oh, no. Useless.
Dinner plates.
You should have bought dinner plates.
I couldn't even get them together.
Should have checked his Gabba stats for his ruck contest.
I tell you what, though, back at the MCG. I'll tell you what.
Stats on that?
There is a lot of stats on
Don't
MCG.
go there. I tried to flag
can't
last
pick
week. He's trade bait.
No.
I'm saying it. He's trade bait.
Get him in the kitchen. That's what I say. Dinner plates. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, right.
Teams that didn't struggle this week. I'm going to start with the winner of the week. Now, Shea Cockatoo Collins, Boyd's team. Hey, surely that's not Boyd Woodcock.
I think it might be.
It could be.
It's Boyd W. Anyway, look at his team. Unbelievable. Scored 25-66.
What?
How many? That's 400 more than you, V8.
And some.
That is extraordinary.
That's a huge score.
13.
Imagine his weekend.
ranking.
Just look at his team. Yeah,
So,
going
the
right
team. Sinclair in there with a 135. Obviously had Whitfield with a 160. Sick Dog with 113.
Yep.
So, nice back line there. Midfield had the Noah Anderson, the good game that he gets every 3 weeks or something like that. So, the 140. Walshy, 132. Had the C, even just had the C on Dacos. So, that's only 115 he had.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like it was a beast score.
Oh, man.
X had Max gone.
What does he do in the forward line? That's
So
what I
this
want to
is
know.
where Caldwell with a 144 is big.
Yeah. Yep.
The unique one there is Dylan Moore with 127, but also had Matt
Nice.
Kennedy.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Huge.
That's huge, all right.
That's a
Well played.
a
Well
very, very good round. I want to check this out and see. Hang on. For the week.
I'm not sure if they've added his scores up right, Roy.
Yeah.
Checking him in my head.
Anyway, well done to Boyd.
Well done, Boyd.
Who was
great work,
the
mate.
winner of
Gosh,
the
that
week
would have
there.
improved his
It's
ranking.
every chance to be.
It could be.
Could be. He would have messaged me though, I reckon, because he gets up and
he
about
would have
when
been
it's
on
going
that.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations, Boyd. The other scorers of the week were the ones that we care about now. There's been a change at the top. So Tom United's dropped out a second spot. They are now 20 points behind first place, which is Luke's Dogs.
The dog got him.
Yep, so he had a big score this week with a 23.89. So that's where that
God,
flipped
they are
around.
pumping some serious
they
scores
are?
up there.
Now, 100th spot because the hat that Roy's going to win. Mixed men. Guess who the coach of that is?
Michael?
Michael.
There you go.
So they are in 100th spot now. 32,912 points. And so doing the maths on yours, Roy, 41 points of 100th place. You were 19 last
pathetic.
week. So you lost 22 points on the hat chase.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
No, you'll be right, though. We know that you will be there because you have to be. I've got a song.
There's a song coming, Roy. Come on, help me.
It's true.
Right, votes are in for the Michael Barlow Medal. That's our cash cow of the year. And for round 16, Ollie Dempsey claims the 5 votes for his 107. He's polled 15 votes in the last 4 games and is making a massive late charge for the medal.
Wish I still had him now. After a couple of quiet weeks, Jeremy Sharp was back as Freo's top scorer with 98, and as a result, he gets the 4 votes this week.
Your boy here, Roy, 4 goals and 78 fancy points for Orazio Fantasia.
Yeah, boy.
Sees the blue grab the 3 votes.
I've loved having Bruce Reveal in my team. He racked up 77 points, which saw 2 votes go into his pocket.
Finally, 1 vote goes to Josh Sin. He had 13 disposals and 8 marks for his score of 74 points.
Now, the leaderboard shows Jeremy Sharp still in the lead. He's up to 32 votes now, while Ollie Dempsey's outright second on 26 votes.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
All right, pumping through the news. Start back on Friday Night Footy. Jake Bowie was a laid out with a back. And that meant Kynan Brown, who was a sub the week before, came in and was sub again. So he's played 2 games and he's played about 8 minutes on the field, I think, for his 2 games of footy.
Sucks.
Harrison Petty hurt his ankle and he was subbed out, so that'll be a bit of a watch there. Now, on Saturday, Zac Fisher. So, bit of a leg injury for him. Now, he was subbed out in the 3rd, but I was watching that, which I think I doubled the ratings because I was watching that game. Jeez, it wasn't a good one, but he was hobbling around at the end of the 2nd quarter. I saw him one point, he gets there, the kick-in was coming in, he was limping along, looked like Quasimodo going along the boundary line trying to
man.
get... Yep, so...
Dog did a reenactment for us.
It's a good reenactment.
Before the pod.
And based on that, he's a close watch for this week.
Huge watch for this
Well,
week.
he might be, though. Like, he might be very sore. So I reckon it's a cork or something like that.
So, as angry as I am at him
Yep.
for getting hurt, but like 67 he got.
Oh, he's dominating.
It was like 40% game time.
He was on track for a ton.
He was killing it.
Yeah, that's a ton. Unbelievable.
Disappointing. So, fingers crossed he plays. If not, so ya.
Gone.
Who do, though?
Not
That's the issue in the
Colby.
Okay.
Gosh, you want to get Colby back bad.
I know. You've wanted this so much.
He's right in my price zone. I need a guy down there.
I reckon he'll play this week.
Will you still be playing a rookie on field?
He's not a rookie.
No, but will you still be playing a rookie on field with Colby?
Probably, dog, yeah. Don't laugh at me.
No, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
No.
No, it's not that funny because we were looking back because Roy was getting crabby about can't have a song. We can't have a song. We look back. We made that big red car in 2008.
Yep.
Roy was ranked over 200th. At that point, we thought we were going to win the
excited,
car.
didn't we?
So, at least you're a bit closer this time. And we're just going for a hat. We're not even trying to say you're going to win the HiLux this year.
We must have been struggling for content that week or something.
But I did actually find out. Where did you end up finishing? You finished 282nd for the
Something
year.
like that.
Calvinator, though.
Oh.
I sent you that screenshot.
What was
Could
I?
not believe that.
23K.
That must be one of my unlucky years.
In 2008, people didn't care. People didn't know how to play the game.
I was dead last.
How many teams ahead of you had actually stopped
Must have been a lot, I reckon.
I think I'd stop.
Obviously, we had... See,
I
2008, we're probably still at 20 trades then, I reckon.
I reckon.
Yeah.
And Cal, he challenged himself to go through the year without using one of them. Well done.
Thank you.
You made it.
Get back on with the news.
All right. Taylor DeRay hurt his foot. He was subbed out. Vandermeer hurt his ankle. Now, Brody Grundy, you might have saw him grab his shoulder. Went off the ground when he did that too.
Yeah.
So, I guess one to watch, but he's a warrior.
He is.
You'll be right. Didn't score that well, though.
No.
Did he? Harry Cunningham hurt his hammy, and he was subbed out of the game. Another sub was Bo McCreary for Collingwood with a bit of a calf, so I'll watch on that. Might bring Finlay and McRae back in. No.
Well, I mean, it's good job
that's
security
not
for our 15
Well,
pies on the bench.
five
Yes.
kids. Now, Chase Jones was laid out with a back injury, so Zach Taylor came in for his debut. What'd they do to him?
Sub him.
Sub him. That's what we do. The late in, though, cow, as mentioned before, of the round was Tom Campbell.
Yep. Old mate.
Climb down the beanstalk.
He's back again.
Geez, he looks like an old man.
Yeah.
You look
It's
younger
just-
than him, V8.
Yeah, and I'm old.
It's extraordinary that that's happening.
You've probably got a
after
decade
all
on
these
him.
years.
Yeah, he's back.
You're younger and hipper than.
Oh, yeah.
He when Cow was his age, though, Cow used to put that black rinse through. You should talk to Tom about that.
I'll get on to him.
He'll look younger and emo.
He's got to moisturise as well.
So he came in for Seb Ross, who was laid out. Now, Brad Hill hurt his hip. For Port, Todd Marshall hurt his hammy. He was subbed out in that third quarter. Roy, you lost Tom de Conning with soreness as a laid out. The Pitbull coming. How was the Pitbull?
How's the depth? How is the depth at the Blues? Pitt was serviceable, but no Tom de Conning.
Dusty, he'll be getting cheap after getting subbed out with that back.
Yeah, because he'd done nothing anyway, had he? No.
What will he be like next year as a selection for the Suns?
Yeah, cheap for us.
As long as they get rid of the sub rule.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I think it's going.
Do you really?
I think it's going. I think we're getting so close. We're getting so close.
Why not? Just listen to... You could be years ahead.
When Lordo's talking about it.
Oh, is he?
He was talking about it on the Sunday Footy Show.
God. Welcome to 3 years ago, fellas.
Must play
Welcome
fantasy.
to the party.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even
that's
Kane's on board.
it. Is
Oh, well, then we're over the line.
At least he'll harp on about it week after week.
He goes, we hated it when it was in initially.
Yep. He's spot on.
Yep.
Has to be 5 on the bench, though, I think.
Oh, whatever. I
think they
couldn't
just
care
do
less.
No.
Chuck them all on there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just not a vest.
No
Crikey.
vests.
No.
All right, where are we playing next to? Matthew Kennedy, Roy. What happened with him, that hammy? Do we know the severity of that?
No, we don't. So it was hamstring, was it? Because I
think
saw
so.
him grabbing at his knee, and I was
Ooh,
like, I'm a bit
ooh.
worried about that.
Have I got that wrong? Yes, if I'd be wrong.
Well, that's exactly right.
Hamstrings were connected to the knee.
It is.
Match report. Let me have a look here.
It's basically the same thing.
Thing is, if he's okay,
Hamstring in the match report.
right? Well, if he's not playing next week if he's done his string, obviously, but he, in an awful forward line, is once again, as he does 2 or 3 times a year, puts his name forward for the forward line.
And I will say that on the, the little bit at the end of a match report that says injuries.
Yeah.
It says knee. It says hamstring.
Yeah.
In the actual copy, that's the bit that you're right.
Yeah.
It says Kennedy also failed to finish the match, sitting out the latter stage with a knee complaint.
Yeah, it's a hammy knee. It's a very low hamstring.
hammy,
Yeah,
high knee.
Back of the knee.
Who wrote it originally, if you're just looking at the copy?
The copy, see, that came from AAP, this one.
He's not bad. Hard worker.
We'll
Hardest
see what it
worker
looks
in the
like.
industry.
Whatever it is, though, I guess it is something that is a watch because I tell you what, he scored a ton.
I know.
Forward option.
I think that's back-to-back tons too. Yeah. It's a lot better than your mate
You know what
Simpkins doing.
You know what you say, Roy?
No,
I don't
lots
know
of
what you
things.
say. You say stuff you don't. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because when he goes well, he said, "See, told you can do this."
Yep.
And then when he has a bad one, "See, I told you can do this."
He told you he's
That is what
vulnerable
you
to a
say.
role change. Yeah, it's the truth too, but it's nearly time to...
Last game of the
Take
round,
a
we
risk.
saw Big Flynnberger. He was out with an ankle, subbed out.
Yeah, no
in the
good.
game.
There's a lot of weight going through that ankle
It
too.
is.
He's
Yeah.
Big old Waters, he hurt his knee, but it was a cut on the back of the knee. Saw that. Then the sick dog dislocated his shoulder, had a big game.
Yeah, he
scored
did.
well. But yeah, dislocated shoulder. Hard to know. I didn't get to see a lot of that, but I saw him coming off with it.
Yeah.
And he wears his long sleeves.
He
He
does.
can't even see whether
I
it's
think it would have
dislocated.
held it in.
But he
wouldn't it?
did it a few weeks back as well, remember? And he got it taped up and went back on.
Yeah.
So
It's having issues with it. Probably needs a bit of surgery,
I reckon.
according to Dr. Roy.
Yeah, okay.
But
Fair enough.
might play out the season.
Is he an option?
Well, I mean, he is.
he's
He's
fit. Yep.
a big ceiling guy, but that's a flag.
Yes.
A couple of Magoo's news just to throw in now because there's nothing out of the MRO this week that really affects any of us. So that's positive. GWS O'Halloran had a big game, 145, 27 disposals, 7 marks, 14 tackles. Peatling, who went back to the Magoo's, had 129. And Leakey.
Oh, Leakey, how's
is
he
in
going?
there. We're watching him for a 2025, 108.
Oh,
Was
we
that his
will-
first game or maybe his second?
Yeah, he hasn't played a lot.
No, 'cause he's come back from that. Was it a quad or something? I think he did.
Yeah,
Yep.
in the preseason. That's exciting because we will definitely have him next year.
He'll be in the record.
Yeah.
At
Might even
Suns.
give him a photo.
Suns. Moily.
Shaky.
Had 161 because he had 71 in-outs.
Shaky's
That was
gone
up against
off his
Frankston.
head.
The Rat. had 154. Big day. Now for the Bombers, now Sardis, 118 head, 38 disposals. Shield had 114, Setterfield 88. They're those sort of midfielders that might get a
People are going nuts in there.
go at some stage. For the Pies, my boy Finlay McRae, he had 100.
He does.
Bytel, 96. Not doing me any good if you're playing the VFL, boys. You're sitting on the
Have you got-
mate.
oh, you
I've
got them
both of them. Sitting there at the moment. Don't have a healthy bench like yours, Destroy. Now, Cow, you want Colby.
Oh.
Is 87 enough points for him?
He only played a quarter.
2 goals as well in that.
Oh, what are you doing up there, Colby?
He played a full game.
You've seen...
Jay, I know he played a full game. His dad put it on Facebook.
Oh, did he?
So, the thing with Colby kicking 2 goals, remember that footage of him when he burst off halfback?
Yeah.
Draft
He can
year,
do it.
Slams goals.
26 disposals, 3 marks, no tackles. So he was just rolling them over, ready to get back into
Smart.
the ones this week.
Yep.
Big game by Philippou for the Saints in the Magoos. 2 goals, 31 disposals, 140. And Roy,
Oh, God.
probably your only red dot in your team apart from
My ruck.
Ruck.
It is, yeah.
Is Sean Manor. He'll be good for the end of season trip. He's been there.
He's been handy.
He's rocked up the
'cause-
training each week.
Oh, he's my only access to it.
So Manor scored 131, 6 goals he kicked with 10 tackles.
It's an effort and a half.
It's a
Surely
great
he's
game.
knocking on the door
Have to be.
for a game. They used a high draft pick,
Yeah.
really. Their first pick, I think it was.
Now, Cow, any key things out of Tag Watch, or Tag Watch this week?
TW. All the taggers are still tagging.
They are.
Yeah, so they're back in vogue and continues to be. So,
How long can you be back in vogue for?
yeah, that's the thing. And then
It's just the thing.
It's just,
You just need a couple of them not to work.
Any surprises from the weekend?
surprises from the weekend. So I guess there's always the ones where we go, where was that going to go? So
Bedford, for example, against the Crows.
Bedford did go to Dawson for
Yep,
a bit.
yep.
Okay, but Dawson still got the 106.
Held him early, though.
He did.
The interesting one was the Zach Merritt one.
Yeah.
So that was supposed to be O'Connor, but he started the sub,
Yeah.
and then we're like, well, maybe it's going to be Blix, but that didn't happen either. But
Atkins spent a bit of time on him.
Merritt had an 89. Windhager
Merritt was off the chain in the first half.
Yes.
Even when Atkins was going to him. I think it was a bit of, I don't know. It wasn't good for
He was
Zach.
very disappointing.
Windhager, we were like, is it going to be Rosie? Is it going to be Butters? And it was Butters. Yep. Interesting.
Well, as predicted.
We got it
Yep.
right.
Phillips, is he going to go to Bond? No, he's too little, so he goes to Trelaw instead.
Somebody said that.
We did.
Correct.
Jared Berry, is he going to go to Oliver? That was the sure thing.
Oh,
It was.
and they said it pre-game
yes,
too.
unbelievable.
They even confirmed what we thought.
Confirmed.
Oliver
Fagan goes, yes, he is going to go to Oliver.
went to Viney. Weird. And then the last one, it was Chin Cotter, who ended up going to Vloston, of all people, who added that. So there's a couple of things we need to have a look at for this week as well.
There are.
Yes.
So we are heading into round 17, our 8th last round of the season. The countdown is on.
It is.
For Roy to win that hat.
I've got work to do.
And for everybody to do their work to win their league premierships, because that's, in most cases, 4 weeks to go until the fantasy finals begin. We're getting into that sort of luxury trade season for some, and for Cal, you're not.
Oh, still.
Just get
We're
your
still
damage repair.
But,
Yep.
but there's luxury trades and there's luxury trades.
Yeah, there is.
So Cal, we're in a position where we're still looking at those real weakest links, and it might be a rookie, it might be that mid-pricer, it might be, we've got Simpkins sitting there, we've got Tom Powell sitting there, we've got those sorts of blokes, and it's pretty easy for us to find our weakest link. We try to get to the best player we can.
Yep.
Is what it is, and for you it might be getting Colby back again.
Yeah,
or
could be
you
anything.
just might be aiming up for one of those little underpriced premiums, or you're taking a little bit of a punt on a bloke. And, you know, you've got easy ones there. Connor Rosie's still super cheap. That could be hitting as the midfield target, so those low 700s. What about, would you get Clayton Oliver back?
No.
Scoring his 109.
Hell
No one's doing that.
No.
He's under 700K.
Tell you what, as the 23rd man.
So that's something that we can talk
There you
about,
go.
I guess, Roy, is if you're in Roy's position, so you are now in a position of either hunting maybe that 23rd man, which you could use as a bit of a loophole,
Yes.
and just try to roll that each week and do that, or you're shuffling good players for hopefully a bit gooder a player.
Yeah, and taking the risk with that. So, like, realistically, in the forward line, I could do a traditional downgrade, upgrade with bench players and have Rankin in the mix with those crappy Kangaroos.
Yeah.
But then you also need your timing right with your one red dot week to week to have a look at the one you want to actually have a look at and stuff like that. It's an ugly situation where
especially when you've got a healthy bench too.
Yeah, it's not worth me playing in those areas. I never get it right.
So the merit of that is good though. Like if you can get timing right and all that sort of thing, and the forward line would be where you'd probably try to do it.
Yeah, because that's where it drops off so quick.
Yeah.
But that's not my style. I'm chasing points on ground and
so you're
living and dying
for the
by
best
that.
22 you can get.
Yeah, but after this week's wake-up call, I'm considering trading for attacking weekly plays like chasing points.
Ring! Ring! Table! Cow Scale of Hardness!
Woo! Let me know where to go, big
Well,
fella.
this is what it's about now, isn't
back.
it? We are
Yep.
trying to hit some of these players
Okay.
that
Now,
have got the matchup
last time...
from heaven.
This has cost me a hat before.
I know, and I'm going to say I can't be responsible for that again.
No.
Okay, so we
Yes, you
need to
can.
look at... The first thing we need to look at anyone that Richmond plays.
Yeah, okay.
Because they just give up the most. They give up the most scores
Are
this
they the
year.
easiest?
They give up the most hundreds this year. They've given up the most 120-plus scores this year.
Oh, no. I shouldn't have got rid of Crying Ryan.
Well, that's the thing, Roy.
I might have to go
Because-
Whitfield back to him.
Well, you could. Because on the weekend, it was Walsh going 132, Cripper 129 against them.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall.
Yes.
So let's have a look here. Start in defence. So Richmond are an easy team. That's Freo this week with Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan.
Yeah.
They played them earlier this year. I think they had like a 160 and a 140.
Yeah.
They have changed the way they play at the moment, though.
Yeah.
But would you go back to Crying Ryan, Roy?
There's a world I would do it, yes.
Yep.
Yes, I would.
So then they have Hawthorn after that, and that's another green team. So as far as runs for defenders go, Fremantle have the best run.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. God, we saw what Nic Newman did to Richmond on the weekend.
Yep. Then we have Geelong also have the second best run over the next couple of weeks with Hawthorn and Collingwood. Don't know who's really you'd look at from them. Maybe Holmesy, but not really. I don't think you'd chase that.
Stewart coming off 100.
You could have a look at Tom Stewart.
Midfielder, how about that?
Is that your 23rd
So-
player?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
And
nice and cheap.
And because you've got the defenders where you can probably be flicking around in the midfield too, you're probably in a position with that still, Roy.
Yeah. So, Stewie, well, the problem is I can't loop there. I've got green dots everywhere.
Yeah.
But Stewart,
So he had 83% of their centre bounces. That was the most.
he's
for
never
Geelong.
failed as a midfielder.
Well, he hasn't been in there this year.
No.
And remember it became content in the preseason about him.
Yeah.
More midfield time.
Yeah.
Well, but can you remember when he
Last
filled
year,
in there
yeah.
last year? Never failed as a midfielder. He would average, there'd be some statistician out there that could confirm my statement here.
Yep.
But he'd average over 100 as a midfielder.
I think so.
And he's never averaged over 100 as a
And he
defender.
didn't get those sorts of numbers as a midfielder either. Like, his best was a 53%, then his other ones
Yep.
were 26, 12 and 9%.
Yep. And I was prepared to call them
So
midfield games.
he is an option.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Let me find him. I need to do this.
Have a look at it, Dog.
Is he-
Why would they change it? They actually looked all right
They
again.
did.
And he's
He
back.
looked a liability at points there.
You look into Tom
But then-
Stewart, Dog.
Then he got the umpires on his side.
He was more of a liability through in defence this year.
Did you see what those umpires, they were?
No, I didn't believe you, but when I saw Jai Caldwell said it, now I believe you.
Right, you keep
So
going there, Dog.
his games last year where he had centre bounces averaged 103.
There you go.
Thanks,
So-
statistician. I knew there'd be one out there.
So the 53% one, that was where he played well, 53%.
Yep.
He scored 116.
Yep, sure did.
In the 26%, he scored 111.
Yep.
And so we can't really count.
No, I
the
count
other
those.
ones.
Yeah, they're the
no,
two
I
I
mean, they're the
counted.
ones you count. So he averages
remember writing about
114
it. Yep.
as a midfielder.
Yep, I remember writing about it.
Plus his ton.
I'll pluck stats that I need to back up a stupid
That's what
statement.
it's all about.
It is.
Every day of the week.
It doesn't matter what the stats say.
No, so
it's
he's
about
basically-
finding the one that can suit your narrative.
Given he's likely to keep this role the rest of the year, I can guarantee he'll average over 100 in that stretch.
There you go.
He never hasn't.
He still took a kick in.
Yeah, he'll float back.
Another defender with a good run is Whitfield.
Ooh.
But
Not this week, though,
he
mate.
gets chin-cotted this week, I think.
I
I
know.
reckon Chincotta goes there.
Yeah,
I do.
Then after that,
Well, where did Chin go this week? It was to
Yeah, Vloston as a warm-up for this week.
Yeah.
but on my tag watch scale here, this will be the last tag he gets.
Right.
He will not get a tag. So
for weird.
yeah,
Do I go Whitfield, back to Ryan
And then back
this
to
week,
Whit-
and
back
then
to
back to Whit?
potentially.
Imagine playing in this game that you are, Roy. You're just literally
I
shuffling around.
don't enjoy it because I build a relationship with my players. Apart from Luke, we didn't get on very well. But
He
I
shaved
could
his head. He shaved his head because of the abuse you gave him.
and that's why he might get one more game this
That was
week.
one of the funniest things on Saturday when Frio's tweeted that out, that he's given himself a buzz cut because of you abusing him in his peroxide hair.
I was up
You
the bush
bullied
building a
him.
bloody cubby house.
You've bullied him into
Nearly no battery. I get that message from you. Might want to rethink your
Abort
trade.
trade.
He's fixed his hair. And do you know what? I actually did consider it. That's how much I read into that peroxide.
That's real.
I considered reversing. And he was good again. Basically got a ton.
He was.
Maybe there were a couple of new blonde tips in Crispy's hair this week.
Look, I might just have to get rid of both of them. Crispy and Ryan,
Well, they've burnt you before.
they have.
Just a quick shout out to Boyd West.
Oh, Westy.
Westy. Knew he was a legend as well.
There you go.
Not Boyd Woodcock.
Not Woodcock.
No, anyway.
Midfielders, let's have a look. So the teams with good runs here. Freo continue that. So in the next 6 weeks, they play 4 of the mega easiest teams. So Richmond this week, Hawthorn, Melbourne, then West Coast.
Who does that?
That's Freo.
Oh, God.
So players like, obviously,
Evo.
Serong. Serong, who hasn't been getting it done, though.
No.
But the draw suggests that he will.
Makes him cheap.
Form versus matchup.
Well, that's it. And it's Brayshaw as well. Like, this is where you could get a leg, because you're not buying into Brayshaw.
Hell no, you're not.
No.
He had 130 last week.
I know. He was given the captaincy on the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
He thought he needed to score like
Do
a
they,
piece as well.
do they
Yeah.
rotate it like under 10s?
Well, that's the thing, pretty much. He was not tackling in that game like he can.
Yep.
When he's on, he's tackling. He was just throwing arms at him. Like, I
Yep.
don't know what he was doing. So, no, you're right, though. No one's buying into it. But it's in his hands.
Yes.
He can single-handedly win me
Yes.
the hat.
Yes, he can.
But at this stage, he's losing me it.
That might be a line in the song.
Okay.
Leave it with me. GWS have a good run as well. So do Collingwood. Teams to avoid in the midfielders would be Gold Coast players.
Yep.
Now, Flanders is back in the guts.
And full blown back in the
A
guts.
team high CBAs for him.
Lucky he's good, though.
Lucky he's good. Yep.
Yeah.
We're not getting rid of guys based on that.
Especially not a forward eligible.
Carlton have a tough run, so do Richmond. But I want to quickly talk about the tag watch scale.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So you keep evolving, don't you?
I do. So this is
You're amazing.
Wow,
For
scale
someone
tag watch.
who is so crap at the game, you are so helpful and handy.
okay. All right, here we
We need
go.
a song for tag watch. How would that go?
Oh, I'll come up with another one. Another ripper. Okay, Jordan Dawson. Listen to his tags over the next few
He's
weeks.
just a song guy.
Jared,
Kevin bloody Wilson.
I'm just a laughing stock of this whole thing. So, Jordan Dawson, he'll get Jared Berry, Windhager, no one from Essendon, then Nash, then Blix.
Does
Wow.
it look like I'll get a tag this week?
Who else we got? Then we've got Essendon. No tags coming up for a very long time.
Oh, good.
So you would think old mate Merritt should get a pretty good run at it. Melbourne, nothing for a long time. Port Adelaide. So Butters has been heavily tagged over the last few weeks. He should get 3 weeks clear.
Oh, nice.
So he gets a good run at it. But yeah, you just got to be around those teams that really, really clamp. So for this week, for example, Bedford, he'll go to Cripper.
Yep.
Or Walsh. He'd go to Cripper though, yeah?
I think so, yes.
Chincotta goes to Whitfield.
Yep.
I think that Jared Berry goes to Dawson. Now, Windhager, it's got to go to Chad Warner or Heaney.
It goes to Warner.
Yep.
Can I just take you back to the previous game?
Yep.
I think Dawson is going to get a free run at it in one of these hardcore tag watches.
Yep.
And I think Rankin is going to cop.
Yeah. Yep.
So at
Agree.
what week does that happen? Because that's vital for me. Because in this crappy forward line where we've all just gone, don't worry about them upgrading the ones at the bottom because you can't get anyone better.
Yep.
I am actually looking at Rankin.
So I think Rankin, he could get the Windhager in round 18.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if Windhager could actually be with Dawson. So maybe that's the Rankin
Why not,
one.
though?
He's just not big enough.
Yeah, but he can... I don't
But
know.
he's a
He can
pest.
adapt. He's a pest.
He's a
That's the
pest.
thing.
He's good. Yeah.
So, and the other one this weekend is James Jordan. So, who would you go to from St Kilda?
This is interesting because I don't think they've got a midfielder that they'd go to. Does he reprise the go to the half back and find a Sinclair and Nasiah Wanganeen Miller?
Yes.
Nasiah Wanganeen Miller, actually, that's a CBA one. I felt like I saw him in there a bit in that.
Like,
am I right?
Going off last game, I mean, Sinclair.
Sinclair's the one.
It is, isn't he?
I am absolutely incorrect. Nasiah Wanganeen Miller.
We saw Steele get tagged a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not sure why. That won't happen again.
He tends to go and stand next to someone anyway.
Yeah.
To get rid of that sort of thing.
Don't know who it will be.
Interesting. Sinclair, he's had that drop off the last few weeks. He's gone to half back now after being in the midfield.
And the only one that I want to talk about is Noah Anderson. I don't think we're buying into that big score last week. He will get tagged by Phillips, Willem Drew, Bedford, and then maybe Berry. So,
God, he's got a horror run.
He does.
Tag watch this week.
Get on it.
See if you can come up with something here, I reckon, Calvin.
Oh.
You'll be able to come up with a song, I reckon. Here you go.
Tag watch. Look behind you, someone's coming. Tag watch.
Yeehaw!
Marcus Windhager, he likes this.
I can tell you something for free.
Next year, I want a tag watch song, country song written by you.
Why country?
Because I think it suits you.
Okay. I'll warn you now, the Roy hat song, that's not country.
No, I can't.
No.
I can't be winning if it's country.
Pop rock.
It is.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
going to
want.
be an anthem.
Yeah.
It'll be
Really?
stuck in people's heads for weeks.
It sounds...
No, I'm excited.
Look at that. You wait till the drums kick in.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, good.
All right, let's have a look at some trade targets then for this week. Based on that info, based on what we're looking at, Roy, you are the master trader.
Yeah.
Where are we going in the back line if we are looking then?
Well, as much as I hate to say it, Ryan has to be considered again. So
He does.
like a good stage one of the trade by me last week, 100K, Whitfield, got the money and the points, right?
Yep.
But now you got to get over that, and he's back in play again. So I think he had 160 last time he played the Tigers. He is at home, which isn't necessarily a good thing for him. All his real ceiling scores come like it's. Is it any surprise that Ryan is the opposite to what you would normally expect? But that's a slight flag on him. But he's a great target this week. Yep. Clarkey, I love as well. And we know that it's not just going to be a one-week thing with these guys because they do have a nice few weeks, as the Scale of Hardness says. So Ryan and Clark need to be talked about. We mentioned Stewart as a midfielder. Like, you just don't know. Like, who did they ruck this week? Did Conning get to ruck again? Probably not. So they're happy to...
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Hang on. Let me have a quick look at that.
Yeah, have a quick look because we know that they... throw the magnets around a little bit. But if we can get wind of Stewart as a permanent role change
Yep.
there, he's in the mix.
So for Geelong in the ruck for this week, after we saw a big week last week, De Koning had even more.
Did he?
64%.
Right.
He was 58%. So Blix, 64 to 29%. We saw a little chop out from Shannon Neal, but that might have been some
Interesting.
forward line sort of rucking.
Okay.
Because you know that, he's done that before.
Right.
And
Well,
Tom
coming off-
Hawkins was out and he would usually
Right.
get a
Well,
few.
coming off a win, I reckon Stewart stays in the midfield. So he's someone that you need to consider. Yeah, definitely, actually. Good work, Roy. Thanks. Okay. In the midfield, Rosie's still absolute bargain.
Yeah, if you don't have, in what world don't you go him?
I don't. I haven't got
If
him
you've
yet.
got cash. If you've got cash to get up to one of the real big dogs, you still go there.
Yep.
But otherwise, you'd be very happy with Rosie.
As
who-
your M8.
95, that was down on what I think he's going to produce
Yep.
moving forward. I think he'll be back over 100, pushing that 105 to 110 for the rest
so
of the year.
714K, break even of 69 now.
Yeah.
Bulldogs this
Nice.
week. So
Yeah.
back at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Should
a
be
110 incoming.
Should be. Could he then be, if we're talking that M9,
Yeah.
your 23rd man, could he be a sort of player that you could consider for that?
Yeah.
Because if you've got that's a one up, one down to
Yeah.
get to 714.
It is. Yeah, he could definitely be considered as that. Dunkley just went back to old school stat stuffer. He was the original stat stuffer.
Quadruple double, man.
Yep, quad dub. Killed it. Should be really good again. I think they're at home again this week versus the Crows.
Last game of the round.
That's going to be another big game
Big
for
finish.
Dunks.
That's where I know my ranking is going to slide coming into the last game.
Oh.
Because I won't have Dunkley.
Oh, don't you hate that? And Serong's the interesting one because
Yeah.
he's been a frustration machine as
mate.
no one knows better than you, dog. So
I wouldn't recommend you get him.
I know. Well, the ceiling score came probably 10 weeks ago, and then he hasn't gone over 107 since. I think he's on a streak of 2 or 3 games under 100.
So this is what he's done. So
He's cheap
141
now.
against the Tigers last time. So that's
Yeah.
what we were talking about. But 107, I got him for. Okay. 103, 101, 106. Then he's gone after the bye 80, 95, 96. Just meh.
Yeah, I know.
Less than meh.
And
It's
do
a meh.
you know what? I remember Met years in the past where Selby has launched on someone who looked meh.
Yeah.
And it wasn't at all. It was quite the opposite. And I think that could be Serong this week, refinding his ceiling score.
And this is the week
versus
you
these
want him,
guys.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to look at form and numbers, you'd say no. But part of me is really drawn to him this week. I think he could get a free look at a 130, to be honest.
Are you worried that if you trade in a Serong or a Ryan, that of course they get the matchup this week,
You're stuck with them?
but you got to be stuck with them for a
Well,
while?
that's the thing with at least the Docker defenders. If you are stuck with them, you've got a good run anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these teams, especially Freo. As I said, for midfielders, it's 4 easy games in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So you could be doing far worse.
And then they finish, and this is where you can look to offload them. Then they're away to GWS, who's
Yeah.
a red team, and then they're at home to Port Adelaide, that's a red team.
yeah, you can easily.
Then they can go with those 2
Even
rounds to
your
go.
team will be
You'll
in
be in
luxury
luxury
trade by
trade.
then.
That's my goal. By round 22, I'll join the party.
So I like those guys. Really at the top of my midfield list.
Right. Who do you want in the rucks? Who are the top 2 rucks, Roy?
Look,
Fantasy Pod.
Too many buttons, dog.
Yeah, too much going on.
speaking of too many buttons, you've had your button pushed too many times this morning already.
That's true.
What are you up to?
Seeking. Don't let that come out.
No, I've behaved myself today.
At least 2.
I've been in the toilet a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know why that means anything.
The rucks. I'm going to have to crunch some serious numbers who we want on the way home. I flagged this Max disaster this week.
Yep.
And that was pure eye test.
And
Nothing
then he
else.
still makes him number 1 ruck.
Yeah, he was looking
Number
at his
1
wrong
captain.
eye.
Number 2 on the list, he had to be there.
He was looking through his patch eye. Couldn't see
No,
a thing.
he had to be there.
Right.
It's all good in hindsight, you two, to sit there with your arms crossed.
I just was saying.
They were flagged.
I haven't liked what I've seen in terms of him getting his hands on the pill. 9 touches he managed.
His dinner plates on the pill.
Yeah, yep. So at the moment, it remains Max number 1, Marshall number 2.
He's the highest
does X have to
averaging
do?
player.
What does X have to do?
Not much. He might be in there this week.
Ahead of who?
Both of them.
You can't move
Number
the
1.
highest averaging player.
I tell you what, I can. Because I'm looking at the run. I'm looking at the next few games, not what happened
Not
in
what
the
they've
past.
done in the past, Calvinator.
Oh, but I'll tell you what. He's the best player in the game.
Well,
X.
trust
Yes.
Trust your eye. Move your patch onto your other eye and have a look at him out there.
Okay, I will.
Not pretty.
Just have a look at the runs.
Every time you make him captain or vice captain, he fails.
And when I don't, he goes 130 or 140.
Feels like a thing of the past.
It's not a thing of the past. He's back at the MCG. He's back at the MCG where he has averaged 125 this year from 9 games.
Yeah, one of those was his fitness test game.
Yep.
Should have raced that one.
Listen to his...
What about all these players at the moment, honestly, that are sick, injured, whatever, and then the scores they have?
Right.
It's an attention-seeking competition at the moment.
Bonds, 100% on that.
From his 9 games at the MCG, 137, 149, 134, 152, 148. You can't miss out on one of those scores as a captain.
No.
Not many players can do that.
No. He misses his custom-made bed, bit of extra length at home.
There's something going on.
Hotel rooms, short beds, no good.
Zorko's the same. Zorko's
Worked it out.
played 7 at the Gabba this year at an average of 130, 8 away at 96. 34 points difference.
Homebodies.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
What do you want to do in the forward line then, Roy?
Oh, please, Roy.
Well-
what are we going to do in the forward
Well,
line?
we've got the obvious 4, which
Okay.
is rounded out by Caldwell, as probably happened a couple of weeks ago, as that's what you had to do. After that, it is a mess.
It's a mess.
It really is going to cost people premierships at this rate. So Rankin and Myers are the 2 that have been knocking on the door of Fisher and like a Sexy and Simpkin. They're all under a blanket.
Yeah.
The shift has been made, though. Like, Simpkin is no longer under the blanket. He's been kicked out of the bed completely.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't.
So that leaves Sexton at F6 with Rankin and Myers knocking on the door.
Knocking.
Now, I'm afraid, sorry, Sexy,
Well, this is almost part of this
Out of the bed.
conversation now, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, who are those weakest links that you can move on a little bit?
yeah, so he's gone. You might as well chase Rankin, who's...
So you traded
an elite-
Sexy this week.
Yeah, I got rid of him. Yeah. So I went him to Rosie.
Yep.
Bit of DPP. So,
Great move.
but a lot of good teams still have him, understandably, because of not having anyone to go to. But to Rankin, if he avoids the tag, which it's a big if, because I reckon he's well and truly in the mix to cop it this week, that's a huge upgrade. You could feel like you've got access to 100 every week, like we used to with Sexy, but via Rankin.
Yep.
Now, Myers, he feels like a safe 85. Now, 85's not a huge ceiling,
No.
but when you're messing around with 60s,
Well, that's it. So what do you see
a big
Caldwell...
improvement.
What's Caldwell going to average for the rest of the year?
well, probably 100 to be honest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's easy in that top 4.
Yep.
He doesn't mess around with these other guys.
Heaney's been struggling.
Since you got him, thanks.
I know, that does suck, but he's still like just so clearly a
Yes.
must-have.
Yep.
There's 4 must-haves in the game, and they're the 4 forwards that can actually play football.
Yep.
Like Danaher should actually be considered. He's
Well-
averaging 90 for the year.
Yeah.
If
Here's
you
a
just had
question.
have sat him there, you'd
When-
be laughing. But
Hindsight.
you wouldn't do
of
it.
These players, we're going to have players in there that you would never consider.
Yeah.
Like later on in the year, is there a world where we start... You know, remember last year we had Tex Walker?
Yeah.
And we were like, we launch on that. So the only one I can see on the scale here would be Charlie Curnow. He goes West Coast St Kilda.
Yeah.
And St Kilda are a mega easy team for key forwards.
Right.
Is there a world later on down the track?
Oh, yeah.
Because remember the Jeremy Cameron move
I'd
a
only
few years ago?
Is that where your
Looper.
your looper is?
That has to be a
It has to be. Well, you've got a bit of time to set that up, Roy.
Yeah.
You need to analyse the data.
I do.
Fixture.
Fixture analysis.
Fixture data.
That's it.
Analysis.
Let's have a look now at the most traded players ahead of round 17. Lawson Humphries, after scoring 69 on debut, he's the most traded in player so far, with Jai Caldwell, Andy Moniz, Wakefield, Connor Rozee, and Josh Dunkley round that out. Do you know, Roy, your Isaac Rankin is number 6 on that list.
Is he?
Wow.
So it could be a good option there, considering
Good
that. The outs, Jai Clark. See you later. Now, Fisher is there. Hayden Young is there. Bit of frustration from coaches from those ones. But then some rookie outs there in Harvey Harrison and Joel Freya. Now, those blokes there, it's that time that you can get the cash that you need if that's to fix a final upgrade and that sort of thing.
A lot of upgrades.
There's a bit going on. All right, let's have a look at our trades for this week. Roy, everyone wants to know yours because you are the best trader.
All right, so at this stage, I'm bringing in Serong and Rankin.
Yep. Wow.
And I'm doing that. I don't love it, and I know you're going to frown upon me. The guy that's got me into this position is Chippy.
Right.
Jack Crisp.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to have to use him to make this move as well as Simpkin out.
I like the call. I reckon DeGoey CBAs are going to increase off last week.
Yes.
You got to
they
know when
eased
to
him
hold
back
him.
in with about 40.
You got to know when to fold him.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a player I love. I think he'll be better this week. It's the first time he took no marks. So I don't think that's going to happen again. But, hey, that's what's happening. That's how we're attacking, boys.
Tight for cash at the Warn Dogs. So Lawson Humphries comes in, and Took Miller's the best I can get to, which I don't love, but I'll be doing that as well.
You're getting Took.
Yeah. I don't love it.
Let him do it.
Did you listen to the scale?
Yeah, I know.
Cal
I'm gonna
said
have to
no.
try. I might have to just go to Rankin.
Good trade,
I think
dogs.
so.
That might be smarter. Listen to you. What are you doing there?
Look, no one cares what I'm doing.
No, they don't.
But I'm fixing up old mate Tom Kapow, and I don't want to carry any money over.
No.
I could go to Rozee, right? But I'm going to go straight up to the top, and
Sounds
I'll go
like something V8 would do.
Josh Dunkley. Yeah, so that's how I roll.
Good luck with those moves.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy official.
All right, let's have a look at the thing. Oh, the first question that pops up on here is from Adam Roy Davey. Not a question, a statement. I'm pulling out of the hat race after the way some of my players turned up this weekend. Geez,
But I'm writing a song, Roy.
You're Bont-like drama queen.
I am.
You are.
That is my style. Anyone who knows me knows that is my style. Now, can I talk to you about your trades for a minute here?
Yes, please.
Look,
I know.
I prefer Dunkley to Rozee as in projected output this week.
But the couple of 100K.
You just keep week after week, not improving things long term. Get Rozee.
Yes.
Take the little hit. Next week, you'll get that rookie off your ground.
I'm sick of taking hits. Yes, all right.
Your next
You're
hit's going to
taking plenty of something that rhymes with that today.
Right. Guilty.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
on your trades, though,
fix it.
One thing we probably should mention there, on your Chippy Crispy one, Roy,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
Oh, are you?
Because, so this is where it works. So Crisp has been a banana, and one
Big
of the
time.
main bananas in the Collingwood centre bounce rotation as a midfielder.
Yes.
He was still there, 74%, but that's his lowest since round 8.
Oh, when he went
So
started
pretty
the
much when he
streak.
started it. So because DeGoey came back in with a 39% of their centre bounce in his first game in, must have been a good half a dozen, 8 weeks or so that he was out for.
Yeah, right.
So I think that 39% has to match up with where he used to be, though. This is what he's done: 76, 75, 73, 85, 83, 76, 75.
Big banana.
DeGoey is their banana they want in there. Prior to that, Crisp, he was his best was 39, but they were all 30s, 20s, 3.
Oh, it's going to flip, isn't it?
You'd think so. And were they just giving DeGoey some time?
Yeah.
Just to ease back in?
They've got to get him right for finals.
Yeah.
He's their main midfielder in
Yeah.
there.
So,
I will say as well, Tom Mitchell was obviously in that earlier mix.
If you're a Chippy owner, I would not be panicking. I think he's fine. It's just I have to do something.
Yep.
No. Yeah, you're just in. That's how good your team is.
Not good enough. I slid this week, remember? Three spots.
Got to get in that top 100.
Hit me with some questions.
All right,
guys.
John, luxury trade season. Can we trade in and out the same player based on matchups and break-evens? Ryan versus the Tigers this week looks juicy.
You can do it.
Yes, you can do it.
Yep, go for it.
Aaron, is it time to trade Fife? In or out? Surely he's gone.
Get him out.
I think he might be saying in. Five had a good game, and he would be dirt cheap for a reason.
And he's got the Richmond matchup.
It's a no. It's a no.
This is actually Richmond, if I remember correctly. This is when he was made sub against the Tigers.
Oh, leading into what should have been.
On the Sunday, 1 o'clock game.
Just another bullet.
Oh, you did too.
Calvinator.
Spiral.
Jonathan wants to know, would you go ranking over Zorko and banking some cash by doing that?
Now, this is an interesting one. No is my answer. Still get Zork straight away.
Zork should be good this week, shouldn't he, Cow? You think he should be all right?
He's going to be up there. So Whitfield 160. Cal Ward came out of the back line with a 109. Connor Iden had a 106. Between them, 32 marks.
Yeah.
I can't see Zorko not going.
No, go Zork.
He's big.
Craig wants to know what to do with Houston. Is he a trade?
Yeah.
Well, that should have been the matchup for
Isn't
him.
it? That's where we get fancy. And this is the kind of time of the year, obviously, people are doing that.
Yeah.
Houston against St Kilda.
Yeah.
That is just the perfect
Yeah.
mix. And he does that.
Yeah, he's no good for your blood pressure.
No.
Week to week.
You also need to make sure we're picking players who have the ability to go bang.
We can't miss... You can't miss too many of these ceiling scores, can you?
He had 2 marks.
No, it's not good enough.
Alir had 10.
Yeah.
There they are.
All right, Dan, my team is poor. I need to get a rookie off the ground but can't afford the top premiums. Thoughts on an Ashcroft? He was good with an 85.
He was good.
Or Durham.
I don't mind Durham. He's always in there.
He is.
What do you do, like, if you're in this position? Do you just get one of those guys and hope that you can move them up to someone else? I couldn't do Ashcroft. I reckon he may get rested at some point. Coming back.
Durham's got a real easy run ahead. I'd play him for a few weeks, always with the intention to upgrade him, but you should hit 90s with him. With this
think so.
Matchup, this draw. Sorry.
Yeah.
Agree.
Lex, hypothetically, say you somehow had Blix at R2. Who is the best ruck for the run home? Now, this hypothetical person has X-Area at R1 and has faded Max all year and he's hoping for some kind of payback. Do you just try to get Max in? Do you try to get Rowan in?
I don't think the scale really affects these big guys.
No.
Tim English has a nice run. He hasn't done anything.
No.
He hasn't been normal Tim English.
No.
So we'll cross him off the list. Well, it's up to you then, Roy. So it's Marshall or Max. Who do you want?
Oh, well, you just have to say, because they keep mucking around with Tom Campbell, you got to go Max, because at least he's the number one man, basically no one else in there is a threat to his role. You relied on 3 goals, 2 from Marshall to get that score this week. So you just have to go Max, as disappointed as I am.
At least with Max, you're guaranteed 50 hit-outs.
Yeah.
You know, and then the rest is up to him. Like Rowan Marshall, 10 hit-outs.
Yeah.
You're 40 points behind before you even start.
Yeah.
But that's not happening again.
Johnny T, High Legends, can you tick off these trades? Max to X-Erie.
Okay.
And Houston to Dacos. My team is cooked anyway, and Max keeps letting me down. If he drops 150 against West Coast, then so be it. His dinner plate hands are a liability, and he doesn't really tackle.
Fair enough.
That's a bit of rage trading.
I'll tell you what, that is well recognised.
It is.
Because when he's a beast, he does tackle.
Yep.
He is just happy to stand and watch it stoppage at the moment. When he's angry, high-scoring Max, if anyone's a couple of metres away from him, he charges at him and tackles.
Yep.
At the moment, he stands back and just waits for the next stoppage.
Occasionally crosses his arms.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is with X-Airy, so he's actually
Frustrating
got,
to watch.
you want to look at scale, he goes against Jared Witts and then Grundy, 2 of the hardest rucks to score against.
So just small hundreds.
Just 110s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, there's a guy here called Steph Top 10 Goat.
Whoa.
Calvin is actually selling my rankings with his captain selections. Then has another one here. He's just trying to bait you, I think, V8.
Oh, he's come
I'm
to the
just
right
waiting,
place.
waiting for the day when X-Area is more expensive than Marshall.
Well, here comes a block. That's a block. Block him. Dikembe Mutombo.
Now, Aidan wants to know, how do I motivate the boys to score more than their average? Only 5 of my players did this week.
Oh, one of those weeks.
Sucks.
You just look at them and just think, you're disgusting.
Give them the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't look at your team for a few days. Let them know.
No. And out of nowhere, just jump on, trade one out.
Yeah.
Just send the message through the week. You can always reverse it, but just let them know they're on very thin ice.
I love it.
You're copping it as well, Roy.
Oh, Dom.
Harley can't read. Roy, why did you recommend Boak? He is so bad.
Well, it's part of the game, Roy.
Look, because buy, play, Boke, I called him.
Yeah.
Buys are over, mate.
Sorry, Harley.
Get him out.
Chloe.
How did Boke go? Was he bad?
45.
Oh, Roy. And he was sick last week or the week before, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then...
Well, you guys want me to win a hat. I can't do it.
No.
Honestly.
So he was sick. Before that, though, around the bye period, there's a 76, there's a 70.
You're
put a couple
welcome.
of tons.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Nah,
45, though. 45.
Yeah, get rid of him. Sorry.
Hayden Young areas.
All right. Chloe, hi, legends. Is it time to jump off Hayden Young, or should I aim to get Simpkin and Fisher out first?
Great question.
Great question.
Just not sure there are any forwards I want to bring in. Have the top 4.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. I think we hold.
Yes, we do.
Every other week, other than this week, he has found a way to get to about 100.
Yep.
Now this, like you said, he's gone home. It was a big celebration. Like, great win by them.
Yep.
Like, their win of the season. But you can't tell me he hasn't sat on the plane going, look at the stat sheet here.
Yeah.
Like, I literally did nothing.
Yep.
I sucked badly.
So
he plays Richmond. What an opportunity to bounce back and remind everyone you can actually play.
So he had a season low disposals of 17. That's his only game this year where he hasn't laid a tackle. That is his lowest mark output for the year.
And he didn't hit the scoreboard.
A season low in disposals, marks and tackles.
If you can't tell me he's having a long, hard look at it himself
Yes.
and eager to dominate,
He comes out big. You trade Simpkin.
if he was going into a hard matchup,
Yes.
I would probably say,
Yep. Adios.
yeah.
Yep.
But I think we hang in there and give him one last shot.
Round 8 this year against Richmond, he had a 125. 30 disposals, 7 marks, 5 tackles.
We cannot trade that
We
out.
cannot trade it out.
On the Instagram stories, it was a 20K now, and you know why I reckon, Roy? Because of your reels.
Yeah, Roy.
What's what?
20K followers on
Really?
Instagram.
Well done.
It's good. At AFL Fantasy, if you haven't got on there yet.
You got us there.
Oliver, Dunkley or Bont? Who do you want?
That's a good one.
It's Bond,
It's Bond.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Better.
Bond.
Yeah, Bond.
Toby, my girlfriend hates you. Why?
Because Roy's so good looking.
Daly, when is different position coming? Next week. So
Yes.
that's the last of them, but do not hold your breath.
No, I'm
I
not
think
kidding.
it's going to be late on.
I know.
See if we
I
can
know
find
what would
some
be
more
light
about
on our waiver wire in draft because Dog would have
Yeah.
snuffed them all
that.
up again.
I've not seen anything.
Hey, just imagine if we get like a real random gun forward.
Oh, how good
Bond
would that
gets
be?
forward status
Yeah,
now.
something like that.
Oh, he kicked a goal earlier
Roll
in the
Marshall
year.
gets forward status now.
Oh, yeah. Game changer.
Imagine that.
Imagine you trying to then get another ruck in.
Has anyone crunched some numbers to see how much more Marshall needs to play forward to speak?
Probably about 500%. No, probably more than that.
I can
Put some more games on the fixture. Give him a chance.
He's close. He's close.
Henry's got Dempsey, question mark. You can't bring him in, but if you still got him, you might as well roll him as your
wouldn't you?
F6.
What's it? Is it 3 out of 4 now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's been big. He's had some tons there. He's
Killing
very
it.
good.
Now, they've got a tough game this week, don't they? Because otherwise, bringing him back in as your 23rd man.
Oh, they've only got the Hawks
Oh, do they?
at home.
Trent Rivers, is he a good pick-up here for Jack? Well, he wasn't on the weekend.
Nah.
No.
Even though he was...
They're dangerous areas,
They
those
are.
guys.
And even though, Melbourne won, didn't they? They're still a dangerous areas team.
Yep.
would you go hinge cow for Lachie?
Oh, not this time of the year. Unless his draw opens up
Scored well.
massively. Yeah, he's a good player. We
a good
talked
player.
about him at the start of the year.
We did.
And got a little bit laughed at at
No, we
times too,
were
Roy.
very laughed
If you're
at
choosing here for Christian, Heaney or Goulden?
Oh, it's Goulden.
Heaney is a forward.
Goulden. He's another one that's going to have a look.
Look, 21 points he had at the half.
Yeah.
So you could also argue in the last 8 halves he's played, 7 have been exceptional.
Yeah.
Because he had a 70-something in the last one.
Look.
Did not turn up.
No, and he'll be looking at the stat sheet very disappointed as well.
So he plays the Saints.
And they lost.
Yep, the Saints at Marvel. Good record at Marvel for Goulden.
Look, he'll have
plenty
a
of marks.
field day in that.
Plenty of marks up for grabs.
Yeah.
Chessmaster Whitfield or Newman as a pod?
Well, I think Whitfield gets clamped this week, so I don't want to recommend buying into him when Chincotta is probably going to sit on him.
You'd think so.
Newman doesn't have the best draw either this week.
No, he
What
doesn't.
a bit of instant reward. Long term, though, it's Whitfield.
Yeah, it's Whitfield after this week.
Yeah.
And who you're looking at for a downgrade is Lawson Humphreys, the main one. He scored 69 on the weekend.
I think he has to be.
Sounds all right.
And at 233k, you've got Andy Moniz Wakefield, who played his debut with a 57. He's at 224, so he's got the forward status. Humphreys got the defender mid status.
Yeah, I'll leave this one to you guys. I haven't shopped in rookie areas for a
Are
few
you
weeks.
happy? But you might need to do something with your bench.
Of course
Would
I
you
will.
be paying the 280s, so Logan Evans, 287, Ari, 281, would you be paying that now for players?
Nah.
No, that's too much now.
You
That's
just
80s.
got to go.
Yeah.
You can, so almost a rule of thumb, you're either getting a debutant or one gamers.
Yeah.
If they're coming from that
Yeah.
basement price.
Yeah, go basement. At this time of year, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be playing any on field, should you, Cal?
Roy told me to play one on field.
Well, you actually had no choice. That was the thing.
That was team dependent, mate. I wasn't working with much.
All right. Cal, you've got a bit of work to do now. You got to go and finish off the song.
The song. Roy, don't let me down.
You can't let us down.
Look at the work I've done here. Oh, the drums come. When the drums come.
Look, I find the song very uplifting, and it does get me upbeat to make a good trade this week.
Good, thank you.
It will be released next week.
remember-
Next Monday's podcast, it will be there.
The big red car. I did nothing after that. Yeah. Have we learnt nothing?
yeah,
it
but
was
that
funny.
wasn't. This isn't funny.
Was it the loss I needed to have?
This is a serious song.
The
With
Swans.
the big red car was the loss I needed to have.
Yeah, in 2008.
Yeah. Nah, this will get you, Roy. This will get you over the line.
We'll get there. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. Make sure you're clicking back to afl.com.au for all of the epic AFL fantasy content that we will have coming through over the week. And don't forget on Thursday night to tune in to AFL Fantasy Live on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. 6:15 starts, and we'll be there talking some rubbish ahead of the round 17 action that's happening as the teams drop with Calvin's top 5 captains. You better do a better job this week,
I'm
mate.
going to be more confident than ever.
Maybe don't tune in then. No, tune in because we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
See ya.
good.